What is up, my fair people? It is I, Willy Cage. It's like Johnny Cage, but V2, because I'm better. And today we're going to be talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Check that bad boy out. I found this for $5. $5. Can't beat that. And it comes with both of them. Anywho, let's get into it. Alrighty, so Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 takes place 1 year after the previous Halloween events, you know, where Laurie shot Michael. And after that, Laurie lives with the sheriff and her best friend Annie, all right? But it's not easy where she is because she has PTSD, you know, after surviving that serial killer massacre going on. She starts to have dreams about Michael Myers coming to find her and kill her. She starts to have these visions of some crazy stuff, you know, it's all wackety for her. While all that's going on, we see Michael Myers, and of course, Lady Luck has it, as he's being transferred to the morgue after he gets shot. The people kind of hit a cow on the way there. And, you know, that's all the opportunity he needs because he gets out and he begins slicing and dicing. And his rampage begins, but not before he walks off into the distance and he sees his mother with a white horse, which is a big symbol to this movie for some reason. As far as I'm aware, I don't think it's an actual symbol, but, you know, Rob Zombie made it a symbol, so why not? You know, it talks about... I'll leave the picture right there. So, what Michael on the loose, Laurie's just trying to live her regular life, you know? She has a job, she has friends, she even goes to therapy, trying to make everything better, but all good things must come to an end, and that happens when Dr. Sam Loomis releases a book about Laurie's true past that she'd even know about. And what's that? It's her dirty little secret that she is Michael Myers' sister, and her real name isn't Laurie, it's Angel Myers. Who thinks of this stuff, you know? Crazy. Right off the bonkers, right? Bonkers, straight bonkers. Couldn't believe it myself. And after hearing this information, it mentally, like, it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. It mentally just makes Laurie snap, and, you know, she goes crazy. She's like, you know, screw it. My brother's a serial killer, and my family of the serial killer, of these deranged weirdos. So I don't even care anymore, bro. She goes off to have a party like a crazy person. Who even parties these days? Well, I mean, it was 2009, so it was different times back then. But, you know, while she's over there partying, Michael Myers is over there stabbing her best friend, stabbing this person, stabbing that person. You know, he's just doing his best to stab, stomp, and break anything in his path. And for some reason in this film, Michael Myers, like, turns pro wrestler on these people. And he starts chokeslamming everybody. He's like Undertaker or something. And eventually, you know, they have to meet up in the end-ish. And Michael finds Laurie lacking. So what does he do? He grabs her and he brings her to this random shack and who knows where to reunite this family. You know, because Michael wasn't trying to kill her. He's just trying to reunite his family. And, you know, it turns out that Laurie and Michael are seeing the same vision of his mom and a young Michael. You know, just trying to be happy-dappy. And while that's going on, the sheriff and everybody all in town finds out, and it's just like a Mexican standoff, except there's no guns in Michael's possession. He just has his butcher knife. But, you know, they're trying to get a good shot, but they can't. It's like an old rusty place, but they can't really see him. But, you know, while everything's going down, Dr. Sam Loomis decides, you know what? I gotta go save her. It's the least I can do. I ruined her life, but now I gotta go save her. So he drives over there, and then he somehow sneaks past the guards, and he's like, Michael, it's me you want, remember? And Mike Myers proceeds to fuck him up and kill him. But in that little window of time that Sam Loomis sacrificed himself, they finally get a good shot and they shoot Michael one time, enough for him to be like, ah. And Laurie capitalizes on that. She grabs him. He falls into like some rusty ass nails or something or spikes, and she lands the final blow. She's like, goodbye, brother, and stabs him in the neck. And that, wait, not yet. Then we see an outside shot of her walking outside with Michael Myers' mask on and knife in hand. And that is the end of the movie. But what does that mean? Does that mean she was killing everybody the whole time? There was no Michael Myers? Alrighty, so with that over with, let's get into the good, the bad, the ugly, you know? Let's check. Well, obviously, we got to start with the good. So what I found pretty groovy in this movie is, you know, they hit us with the classic Michael Myers power nap, you know? He's dead for like a minute or two, but he comes back like Undertaker, if you know what I'm saying. And not only that, but it's kind of like what I said with the other Rob Zombie movie is of how Michael Myers is more human. And the way they show that in this movie is they actually show him eating. That's right. He's hungry. He's a hungry boy. Somebody that's 6 feet tall and over 250 pounds of pure mass has got to eat somehow. And what does he eat? He eats dog. Yep. That's all I really got to say about that one. It's not very appetizing to me, but I guess for Michael Myers, finger licking good. But not only that, you can also see that Michael Myers isn't some type of alien or something, because he's just homeless in this movie. He's literally just a bum. He's just walking around with like 30 jackets on, all dirty, dingy. And you can see like his beard is humongous. He just looks like a giant caveman walking around, to be honest. And, you know, that's how he gets from point A to point B. He walks, you know, get that power walk in. That's why he catches up to everybody so fast, because he just walks everywhere his whole. Another thing we can see is his mask. Now, if you go to John Carpenter's version, you can see his mask, like it changes, but that's because I'm pretty sure copyright issues. But the reason the mask changes from this movie to this movie, like even if you watch the first one, when they first get it, it's nice and clean. But Michael comes back the years later, it's dingy, it's a little messed up and everything, but you know, nothing crazy. But in this movie, it's even more messed up. I got some battle scars, and at some point when he's at the strip club, this one of the strippers rips the mask open, so he just has this big old hole in the side of his head, and it stays there. You know, it's pretty cool. You get to see it's all dirty, messed up, holes in it, blood marks in it, and you know, it gives the mask some character. It gives it some character. Another cool thing this movie showed is it took a little different direction when Dr. Loomis, like in John Carpenter's universe, Dr. Loomis is like obsessed with Michael Myers, you know, and he's like, I don't even know how to explain, he's just obsessed with stopping him. You know, his whole life is Michael Myers. It's based around Michael Myers, and when he's released, he's like, God damn it, we gotta stop this guy. We gotta end him. He's gonna do some crazy stuff. But in this movie, all this Dr. Loomis hears is that cheddar, bro. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Like Vince McMahon, he's all about the money, bro. Right there, all the stacks of money right here. That's all what he's about. He's like, can't hear you. Got a phone call from Benjamin Franklin and his best friend, Benjamin Franklin. It comes with him writing the books, taking these TV, like, I don't even know what. He just jumps on TV. He's like, yeah, this is Michael Myers' house where they got stabbed by my book. And then, you know, he goes on to other, like, Saturday Night Live type of things. It's not called that in there, but it's basically that. And, of course, the first movie we had, Danny Trejo, and we had Joe Grizzly. So what does this movie have to combat that? Who is the great star that would be in this movie to take the cake? You know, Danny Trejo's right here with Joe Grizzly, but you know who's even higher right there? Weird Al Yankovic. And he's in the movie. You know what he does? He straight up clowns Dr. Loomis for being such a greedy dirtbag, taking money from making a name off all these people who died, you know? Fair enough. You get clowned, and you get clowned by Weird Al Yankovic. However you say his name, Yankovic.
You've been criticized, and in some circles, I gotta say, outright accused of profiteering off the misery of others. I mean, how do you even respond to that criticism?
Well, you know, I think that's completely unfounded. I always get permission when I do the...
Now, what good comes bad, bad comes good. So what's the bad in this movie, you may ask? Willy Cage? Willy Cage, what is so bad in this movie? To only give it 2 stars on IMDb and 3 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, let me tell you, I couldn't tell you why, but this is what I seen in the movie that I didn't really too much enjoy, if you feel me. And the first one isn't like a whole big thing that like ruins like the whole movie for me, but it's a bit of an eyesore, if you will. And that's they cast a different person for the young Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? They had this one kid, and he looks the way he looks. You know, he has like a distinct look to him, so it's not like you're going to get another basic white boy to replace him. You know, he's no Eminem. You're not just going to bleach the hair and then give him a white t-shirt and some jeans, and you got the same guy. No way, Jose. But they try to hit us with the whole switcheroo, but I ain't fly by Willy Cage. Now, I read into the reasoning, and it was because the kid was older at the time, so it wouldn't have looked the same, but... You know, can't complain too much. At least you know it's young Michael Myers, but it is what it is. The second thing that really bugged me was they basically made Michael Myers Jason Voorhees a little bit. And I know what you're saying, but how? And I will tell you but how. In this movie, Michael Myers sees visions of his mom. And what does his mom tell him? You got to kill X amount of people on before Halloween so we can have our family back. And you got to bring Boo with you. And Boo is Laurie, aka Angel. So that's that. And what is Jason Voorhees here in his head all the time? Kill for mother, Jason. Kill for mother. So Jason's out there killing for his mom because he loves his mom. And Michael Myers is out there killing for his mom because he loves his mom. So that's like a weird, odd similarity. That's like one of Jason's like strong points, like what makes Jason Jason. So to give Michael Myers a similar one is a bit weird. Maybe they could have fixed that up a little bit, you know, put a little bit of the Willy Cage elbow on it and changed it up and made it similar but different in a way. Could have worked. It bugged me a little bit, but not too much. But what did bug me more than that was the goddamn dream sequence. Movies and dream sequences, they make it or break it, you know? And in this movie, the dream sequence, it was pretty awesome until it was a dream, I'll say that. Like, I know what they're doing. They're showing, like, this vivid dream of Laurie being hunted by Michael. You know, him coming, being relentless, killing everybody in his path. She can't escape him, and he grabs her, and then she wakes up. You know, some paranoia. But for the dream sequence to be, like, 30 minutes long is outrageous. That should be like 8 to 10 minutes long maximum. And now we got the good, we got the bad. Time for the ugly. And to be honest, when it comes to the storyline, I don't mind it much. When it comes to Michael being human, I don't mind it much. When they give him backstory and this and that and this, I don't care. I like Rob Zombie's take on it. Some people don't, you know? But the one thing that this movie had that the first movie didn't, and it's a big eyesore, it's so annoying, and it's so ridiculous. And they did this, if you watch the movie Shazam, they did this in this movie too, but they only did it one time in Shazam. And it is the worst. It is like super horrible quality slow motion shots. This movie was filled with them for no reason. Like, maybe once or twice I'll forgive you on that, but the whole movie, it's like ripping it out, and it's like, you got your slow motion, boom, and then imagine that, like this video right here, and it loses quality, and it loses quality, loses quality, loses quality, so it looks like a damn Lego punching you or Roblox character. Yucky. It is terrible. I don't know, like, slow motion is cool sometimes. I'm not a big fan of slow motion, but it was just hideous in this movie. Hideous. They should have just rewatched it, threw it out, and just threw some regular motion. That's all I'm about, is regular motion. Ba, ba, ba. You know what I'm saying? Right, so let's talk about the shared vision for a second. You know, I know there's people out there with mental illness, and they see things that aren't really there. And they might have friends and family that do that are similar. But according to my calculations, they do not see in the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how Laurie and Michael Myers saw the same exact thing, saying the same exact stuff to them about the same exact this, that, and that. So that bugged me a little. What could they have done? Sir Willy Cage, what could they have done to fix that? Well, let me tell you there. They take the vision away from Michael Myers, right? And they just have Michael Myers live on this nostalgia, you know? The nostalgia of his baby sister and his mom. You know, the only two nice people to him in his whole life. You know, maybe he just misses that so much that he wants to go back to his sister, similar to the first movie, you know? Would have worked. And then Laurie, of course, they could leave her with the visions because she was the survivor of the Michael Myers attack. He came in and basically Clubber Lang versus Rocky Balboa won against her. So, you know, that's that. Not only that, he killed all of her friends. He killed her parents. He, you know, Michael Myers, he went like triple double in that movie. So they could have fixed it in that way. It would have took away Michael Voorhees. You know, it would have made Michael Myers still his own thing. Now, with the dream sequence, what could they have done? Besides, maybe they could show Laurie in the hospital, you know. Have Michael Myers show up and try to Chris Breezy his way through. You know, whatever. And then she kills him there. Right there. But then she starts to have repeating dreams of that event, you know? So maybe they show just small clippets of the thing when she's sleeping, and boom, boom, boom. That saves us time, and it makes the movie a little bit better, in my opinion. Other than that, I'm no Hollywood genius, but, you know, unless you guys think I am, in that case, Hollywood, hit my email. I'll get back to you. I have a bunch of ideas. But other than that, folks, I gotta say that's all she wrote on that one. Now, let's take a look real quick. Rob Zombie's Halloween #2, his take on it. Honestly, when it comes to the two movies, I think they're solid. Honestly, I might have to make a list sometime, and if I do, those ones are going to be high up on there for me. And don't try to hit me with they're the worst in the series, that you ignore them, that they're not there. Don't hit me with that. I'll be like Omi Mano if you're going to say that, bro. Talk to the hand. You're going to try to say that those are bad movies when number 5 exists? Huh? Number 5, you remember that one? Michael Myers trying to sleep with his own niece? And you're going to say that Rob Zombies is that bad? Shame on you. Not only that, costume designs were horrendous on that one. And the storyline was horrendous in number 5. But, we'll get there when we get to number 5. Other than that, I think it's solid. It's a pretty groovy take on it. I enjoy what Rob Zombie did with the vision, although it could have been a little touched up a little bit. But, I ain't one to complain. Besides the slow motion. I will complain about the slow motion. And that's what I got to say about that movie. I highly recommend it, the first and the second. But I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there thinking back in your seat. You're saying, Willy Cage, with all that done and through, what do you rate it on Willy Cage's movie scale? And with that, my fair people, I need you to sit back, IBM. I need you to sit back, Rotten Tomatoes, because this is what I got to say about that. For me, Rob Zombie's Halloween #2 is a solid 7.5 out of 10. I had to do it. I really enjoyed it. I'm probably going to watch it again soon, even though I rewatched it the other day. Well, no, I actually watched it the first time the other day. Let it sink in my mind a little bit, then I wrote this review. But that's that. 7.5 out of 10. Almost as good as the first one, I think. And that's all I got to say for the day. So I will see you later, my fair people.